Hello, happy Halloween 2022. Welcome over to my house. I'm glad you came to visit. I hope you like the decorations that I've put out this year. I've tried to curate my displays a little bit more in the way that I actually enjoy having it. I tried not to buy too many brand new items this year. I do have some new items, and I'll talk about them during the tour. And if you have any questions about where I got anything, or if you want to know how to make something that I haven't already made a video on, just let me know. I like getting the comments, and thank you everyone who has recently subscribed to my channel. It has grown a little, and that's nice, and it's a lot of fun to do this. It's a lot of work too, but I hope you like the things that I've done, and let's go ahead and get started. Happy Halloween 2022. So this is our coffee area, and I have this stand for the coffee mugs, and I got a few new ones this year. Nothing major. I kind of like the ones I have, so I don't really need to replace all of them. And that Frankenstein thing I made a long time ago. And up here I have some green dishes and stuff like that. And then I'm showing you my curtain that I did. This curtain is just the deco mesh, or the creepy cloth, sorry. And I made those curtains too, but I was going to change them out for something creepier this year, but I thought the check went well with the Frankenstein's theme of the kitchen, so I left it. Those spider webs are made with those spider webs that you get from Dollar Tree. I just cut them in half and recovered them with the black stuff that comes off of them, so that I could hang them on the curtains. And up here I have my laboratory type stuff to keep it creepy and Frankenstein-ish. Just some different things. There's my fish, and this lantern hanging here, adding a little bit of a warm glow at nighttime. These pumpkin bowls I got at Dollar General. I really like them. We had soup in them one night, and it was kind of nice. Very fall. Made you in the mood for a chilly night. And that bucket thing up on top is actually like a metal bucket, and it's got a jack-o'-lantern face cut out of it. I got it at TJ Maxx last year. And then I got some more, laboratory type items. These paintings I did about 3 years ago, and I had them in the kitchen at one other time for a home tour. But I thought I'd try this theme again this year. I have quite a few Frankenstein type things, so this thing I've had like, I don't know, probably more than 15 years I've had that eyeball jar. It doesn't work as good as it used to, but it is old. So I got this a couple years ago from I believe it was Lowe's. Frankenstein Bride. Oh, this is I'm burning that in the house right now. Oh, it smells so good. The Witch's Brew. I recommend it. It really smells good. And this is my puppy's area where she eats. We've got it decorated too. And this shelf, I got it at Salvation Army, and I repainted it. And I had this in mind for it when I got it, so it came out pretty close to how I wanted it to. It's a little hard to see in the kitchen because I got the light behind it with the window and stuff. So I'm trying to make it so you can see what I've done here. I've got this eyeball with all the parts identified, and a finger. I didn't want it to look like a cut off finger. I wanted it to look like a finger that you would study. If they were going to build a person, they want to research fingers and see how they work, that sort of thing. this bottle here with the skull on it, I made. That was my first project I tried to do, where you glue the Mod Podge on there and then you rub the paper off after. It came out pretty cool looking. I'm happy with how that came out. I've done a couple more since then and they came out better, but you know, I thought that just made it look old with some of the pieces that didn't stick and stuff. Try to let you see the whole view of it. I got a bat hanging there from the top shelf upside down. I thought that would be kind of fun. You know, if you ever watched Frankenstein, that place where he was working, it was kind of like, almost like it was like a castle, but it was kind of cave-like at the same time. It didn't look like a very comfortable place to be. Oh, and this is my brain candle that I made. I did a video on this a while back. And I like how it came out. The red's a little dark. I wish I would have used just a little bit less dye. Next time I make one, I'll use a little bit less. Because the actual candle dye works pretty good. You know, I like how it came out. This Frankenstein bowl I made a long time ago. I made it in Las Vegas when we lived there, so it's been a while. I used to use it as our candy bowl. It has a clay nose, polymer clay nose. And that scale that I showed, I got that at Salvation Army for 99 cents. It was a Paula Deen scale. It's plastic and I repainted it. This tree I made, I'll show you it in a second. I just wanted to show you my plant and how I have it growing on that spiderweb thing I got from Dollar General. I made this face with air dry clay right on this branch that my husband found out in the yard, kind of like an elf face, and then I tried to texture it just like the wood, and it came out pretty good. It's a little bit hard to see, so unless you get right up on it and you know that it's there, you don't notice it, which is kind of adds to the creepy factor, I think. So I got some spiders going up over there. There's the windmill that, you know, that Frankenstein was burned in at the end of or I guess you would just call him the monster, right? Because Frankenstein was the doctor. And then some Venus flytraps. And, you know, I have one of those margarita mixes there. See that jar that looks like a face? That's what that is. I haven't tried it yet. If you've tried that, let me know what you think. Is it any good? I haven't tried it yet. There's some other things like that I'd like to try too, but a lot of times they put carrot in those drinks, and I'm allergic to carrots, so limits my fun drink ability. This little thing I thought I would make, 'cause this is going to be, my china cabinet is my witchy area, and I thought that would be like where the witch could propagate some little herbs and that kind of thing. And we got this from my mother-in-law a long time ago, this little stove. It's cast iron. It came from Cracker Barrel a long time ago. But she passed away. Brenda passed away. So we keep this out all the time. You know, it's just one of those things that you think of somebody when you see it. So I did this candle in a video earlier on. You can go back and find that on my channel. See, and I have the faces and the body parts that I put down in there, so it looks like a witch's cauldron where she's cooking up, cooking up people, I guess. I don't know about witches. You know, and I'm just showing you some of my things in my china cabinet. I had a lot of fun putting this together this year for the, you know, the witchy area. I have quite a few witchy things, so I always like to use it somewhere. I collect that white hobnail glass, so you'll see a lot of that in there. I did take a lot out just so I could do my Halloween video and stuff, but you know, I ended up having to use some of it. Sorry, that was me turning with one hand, using my thumb on my hand with the camera to turn the battery on that bottle right there. You know, sometimes when you're doing these videos, you wish you had an extra hand. I'm going to open this cabinet so I can let you see what's in here, because there's some fun stuff. There's some fun stuff in here for some of my people. See the West Virginia mug. I got that at store in West Virginia. Curated, I think's the name of it. And I've got this rock that my husband got me when him and my son went on vacation. And this says rubbed off warts. My West Virginia people, if you know, you know. And then there's some names there on there. Maybe that's whose warts are in this West Virginia mug. Some crystals, some bottles. And I have a little bit of a collection of cake toppers going, I guess. So maybe I'll keep going with that. If I find them, maybe I'll get those, because it's kind of a neat thing to have, See, I've got the skeleton there. They're husband and wife. I don't know if I back up so you can see the whole thing. They're husband and wife, and then I've got 3 or 4 more in my china cabinet, so they're fun. See, that one actually was on top of my wedding cake, the one I just showed. What else do we have? See, there's another cake topper. Do I open this door? I might not open this door for you. There's not as much on this side. There's some stuff, but it's, Another one of those cats. I found both of those at different times for one I think was $1.99. I don't know. They were both very inexpensive, and there's no chips or anything. I think I've mentioned that before in my Halloween videos. So, I try to take care of that kind of thing too when I get it, so I don't add any chips to it. This is my cauldron. I was trying to do an effect on here. I don't know if it came across on the camera or not, but I had some wire and I covered it in some spider web to make it look like swirls of smoke coming up out of the cauldron. I don't know. It might have, I don't know. I think if I had a way of having it up higher without having it up really high, because I did have it up on top of this cabinet here, and I took it down to try the other thing. I'm always trying something different. I don't want to do the same thing every year. I'm going to try to get you a fuller view. Oh, see my little garland thing up at the top there? I really like how that came out. I just took some feathers from Dollar Tree and some different leaves off of plants, spray painted them black, and I used some Dollar Tree wire, and I made that little wispy garland. I really like it. I had a heavier looking garland up there, and I took it down because I felt like it was too bulky, and then I made that one. I thought it was just right for what I was trying to go for. These are those little skull buckets that you can get from Dollar Tree. I think 6 come in a pack, 6 or 8. And then I just covered them with brown tissue paper and Mod Podge, and then put holes in the back of them so that they would pop over top of the lights on my tree. I like how they came out. They have an antique type feel to them. And this is a picture of, Poe and his wife. And I did that on a Dollar Tree silver tray to make it look like a frame for the top of my tree. And, here's Poe's area. He's got his alcohol and his drinking glasses because, he liked to drink. And some crows. And I've got spider web on top of my mirror, which came out really good. I like the effect because I have it stretched out kind of far away from the mirror, so you get the reflection. I don't know. It looks pretty good. On the camera, it doesn't pick it up all the depth that it has. And this lamp, I love this lamp. I found it at the antique store this summer, and I got it. And I wanted it for this time of year, especially fall and, Thanksgiving, even Christmas. I think it'll add a warm glow in here for Christmas. I'm excited about it. This little shelf, I just tried to add some little things that, were dark and Poe-esque. That's a thing. And then I needed to do something about my curtains in here because my curtains in the dining room were really light before. So I found a black satin sheet that was a king size, and I was able to make 2 curtains out of it. And then up at the top, the part that you see that was yellow with lace, that I actually took some foam board and made a, I guess you would call it a casing to go around my window, so that it's not even attached. It just hooks to the curtain rod or the curtain holder that I already had up there, to make it look a little bit more like, 1800s-esque. And then I wanted my table to have a little bit of a, you eat there, but you also, like, Poe would have used it as his desk, where he did some writing. He's got his inkwell and his feather pen and, some things that he's written down. This is my husband's area. I can only do so much over here because he likes to listen to his music. See, there's the curtain thing that I was talking about. And I didn't have enough of the tassel trim to go all the way across both of them because the tassels were really close together. So I just cut them all apart and glued them to the back of it and put them like an inch or two apart. So I had plenty to do it that way. This I had in this wiry bird cage I had in one of my hauls. It was really ugly. I redid the back of it to just look like it was silver so that, you couldn't tell what was going on in the background. And then I put one of my crows up inside of it. I think it came out pretty cool looking. These candle holders I got at Salvation Army, 99 cents I'd say. And then the candles that are in it are real easy. You just push down on the flame and it turns them on and off. And I got those at the Christmas tree shop. And those are just some dead flowers out of my yard that I put some lights in. They add a nice effect. And then I have this little area, just, I wanted to have a little bit of a just typical Halloween. My living room, I always try to just go with like your basic Halloween colors, your oranges, your blacks, your greens and purples and that kind of thing. And this witch hat I've had for quite a while, this pillow, and I still like it. So I'm using it. This pom-pom garland I got at Michael's a couple years ago. I got it after Halloween, so I got it really cheap. And I do some felting, and there's no way you could make those pom-pom or those balls for the price that I paid, because that felting material costs a lot. So I was happy to have that. This sign on the wall, I got it at TJ Maxx several years ago. I really like it. It never shows up on the camera in like the blue that it lights up, but it's like a bluish purple. It comes off as white kind of in the camera. I got this, my daughters and I went to Baltimore last weekend for the Dill Pickle Festival, and we were right next to a Whole Foods, and they had that little thing with the owl on it. They had that there. So I bought that when I was there. Just some different things that I have on my shelf. There's one piece of Joanna Parker back there. It's the first piece I've bought. Most of them, I think, are from Walmart. They usually have pretty good vintage style collection. And that Beware sign, I got that at Dollar General. It was, very inexpensive. I found that really early on, and it lights up pretty. I like it a lot. And then just up my stairs, I have the birds dressed up in their costumes, and I was going to buy another one this year. One, I haven't found any new ones because it took forever for Target to get their stuff out, and one of the Walmarts that I go to hardly had any Halloween stuff, so I don't know if I'll end up getting one this year or not. That witch in the middle of that wreath is like from the 80s. Let's see. That cat's not Halloween, but I'm using it Halloween. Here's a watercolor that I did this year. This is my husband and I and our 3 kids out in the woods as pumpkin heads. This right here is a lot of fun. This was a ton of fun. See that? The top of my clock has a horse on it anyway, and then I thought it'd be kind of neat because it's like raring up. I thought it would be kind of neat to make it look like it's the Headless Horseman. I have a video that hasn't come out yet, but I recorded how to do it, and it was easy if you happen to have anything that has a horse like that you want to try to do that with. That flower pot I got at Dollar General in the summertime, and it was white, like a shiny white, and I just painted it with a terracotta spray paint. See, here's my tree this year. Usually I have a black tree in the living room that's kind of shiny, like a tinsel-y black tree. And I wanted to try a white tree this year because I thought my ornaments would show up a lot better on it. And I was right, they do show up a lot better. A couple of my favorite ones, I put them away after Halloween last year and I couldn't find them this year. As soon as Halloween's over, I'll find them. I know it. I didn't put them with the rest of Halloween decorations. I remember that, I wanted to put them somewhere where they wouldn't get damaged, so. I just don't remember where that is. Welcome to the mid-40s. You forget everything. Oh, that skeleton that I just showed there was one of the new things I bought this year. I got that at Target. It's like a pillowy type of skeleton. Oh, there was Beanie. Beanie Boo. She's used to sleeping this time of day. I'm interrupting her. And there's some trolls that I found early in the summer at the flea market when I went. They're dressed up in Halloween costumes. These are masks that I've picked up at Spirit Halloween, and I bought some canvases to put behind them, and I painted the canvases in colors that would match them and put it together as a piece of art for Halloween. I thought that would be kind of neat. The colors all match the rest of my living room. There's my mom's quilt that she made. And I always like to put that on the couch for fall. And I think this will probably be the last time I have this couch for a Halloween home tour. My older dog, he passed away a couple weeks ago. And we said that we would wait until he was not with us anymore before we replaced our couch. Because really, he was able to get up and down off of that couch. And it's a lot lower than some couches would be. And he would keep trying anyway, even if he wasn't able to get up there and hurt himself. He was always kind of hard on himself. Poor boy. We miss him. That ghost that was in the chair, I made that. It's like a pillow, and I made it a 3D pillow because everybody's got those pumpkin pillows this year that are three-dimensional. So I wanted to try to make something. I used one of those ghosts that you can hang from the ceiling, and I took it apart and built like a pillow stuffing for inside of it to hold its shape. And I really like it. I wish I would have showed you a little bit more, but this is not the first time I've worked on this video, because the first time I held my phone or held my camera wrong and didn't record it the right direction, if that makes sense. I think you know what I mean. Got a black light out here, so these glow-in-the-dark spiders are on the door, and they light up in that little hallway area. And then I have... That came from Five Below last year. I want to do some work on it to change it up a little bit, but I do kind of like it. So that's a little witch mouse that I made. It's felted. It's cute. For some reason, I like to make felted mice. I don't know. It's one of my favorite things to make out of felt. That's a little spell book. This thing is old. That ghost is so old. It's been around forever. And that's one of those ice buckets that you can get. I think it came from Target, and I use it to hold my washcloths in the bathroom. See this ghost right here? You'll see it right here at the top of the curtain. That's the ghost I took apart to make the pillow for the living room. It's got a lot of fabric on it, so it allows you to do a lot with it. That little skull came from Spirit a couple years ago. Lights up different colors. I made that last year. The skeleton, the head. Cut it in half. I think I did a tutorial on how to do it. And then, a bunch of those taxidermy bugs in the hallway there. I usually don't put those there. I usually use those in the kitchen, I believe. And then my witch broom, I put lights around it. I have it leaning up there. A witch hat. And then there's a lantern. It's lit up, but it's hard to see. Some plants. And then I have a Halloween tree on top of that cabinet. And that is pretty much it, I think. My vultures. I like to use those every year. I didn't see those at Target this year. I'm kind of surprised I didn't have a new version of it. I've only been to Target once though when they've had their Halloween stuff out. It seemed like the boxes sat out in the aisles for like 3 weeks before they opened them. I wanted to start snooping in them myself. And some tarot cards. Thank you for joining me for my Halloween 2022 home tour. I hope you saw some things that gave you some inspiration. I did have a lot of fun setting up this year and doing things and trying not to get things to be too overly crowded in the house. I switched out my tree in the living room this year for a white tree instead of my black shiny tree that I usually use. And I like the black tree. I don't want to get rid of it. But the white tree, you can definitely see the ornaments a lot better. I like to sit here and look at the ornaments. It's right there. Um, it's just, a lot of fun. That's the thing about Halloween. It's a lot of fun. And I love the way that it smells. I'm burning the Yankee Candle Witch's Brew. It's the first time I've been able to get my hands on that candle. I've been wanting it for years. It's always sold out by the time I get there, but this year I ordered it online and it didn't disappoint. I really like the smell of it. It's like, I don't know, it smells like childhood Halloween. And I had a lot of fun when I was a kid at Halloween. And, I lived in West Virginia, small town, like small town. Drove miles in between each house that you would stop at for trick or treating. But people always gave out sandwich bags full of candy because there wasn't a lot of kids to trick or treat. It was just, it was a good time, and I didn't mind growing up there. And it was simple, but it was, everybody cared about each other. It was, it was a good time. And when I think back at Halloween, that's the kind of thing I think about. And I want my kids to have good memories of Halloween too. So that's why I do this type of thing. And you know, anyway, if you liked my video, just please give me a like and subscribe. Click on the bell so that you'll know when I post, my next video. I do have a few more Halloween ones I want to try to get out, showing how to make a few things. But anyway, if you have any questions, leave me a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you guys. Bye.